Assalamu alaikum. I'm making something extra. Instead of going on with the word Allah from Sheikh Fauzi, I am giving you a couple of pages from Quran to clarify. And it's a break for me too, because reading Quran and just describing it or giving tafsir is so much easier than translating the Sheikh, because I spend a lot of time on that. So this is like a rest period for me. And I did it because I found some pages that I think will clarify a lot of what we had just learned about Allah. So let us start now with Surat Hud, and we will begin with verse 109 all the way down to 117. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فلا تق في مرية مما يعبد هؤلاء ما يعبدون إلا كما يعبد آباؤهم من قبل وإنا لا موفوهم نصيبهم غير منقوص ولقد آتينا موسى الكتاب فاختلف فيه ولولا كلمة سبقت من ربك لقضي بينهم وإنهم لفي شك منه مريب وإن كلا لما لا يوفينهم ربك أعمالهم إنه بما يعملون خبير فاستقم كما أمرت ومن تاب معك ولا تطغوا إنه بما تعملون بصير ولا تركنوا إلا الذين ظلموا فتمسكم النار وما لكم من دون الله من ولي ولا نصير. I'll read the translation and then I'll pause to refer how this connects with the word Allah. So do not be in doubt as to what they are worshiping. They worship not except as their fathers worshipped before. And indeed, we will give them their share undiminished. And we had certainly given most of the scripture, but it came under disagreement. اختلفوا فيه. I don't like that translation. It came under disagreement. No. اختلفوا فيه means they couldn't agree what Musa was giving them, which is nonsense. I mean, the 10 Commandments, how clear can it be? But you know who they were, who we're referring to, right? Yeah. And if not for a word that proceeded from your Lord, it would have been judged between them. And indeed, they are concerning it in disquieting doubt. You know, disquieting doubt is a little bit too soft. Shakin murib. No, they're always rejecting it, is what it means. And indeed, for each of the believers and disbelievers, your Lord will fully compensate them for their deeds. Indeed, he is aware of what they do. So you see here in the parentheses, they add parentheses. It really just says in the Quran, your Lord will fully compensate everyone. And remember, did they hear the dawah or did they not even know about Tawheed? That's the furqan, the differentiation here, where these people blindly wandering on with nobody saying anything like America is right now. Well, they'll be judged accordingly. So remain on a right course as you have been commanded. I love this in Arabic. Fastaqim kama umirt. Allah says, stand up strong and straight as you have been ordered to do. And those who have turned back with you and do not transgress. So this translation, no, I don't really like it. I'll go back. Indeed, he is seeing of what you do. Now let's see now. Why don't I like this? Because the Arabic says, "Istaqim kama umirt," stand up straight and strong as you've been ordered to. وَمَنْ تَابَ مَعَكَ. مَنْ تَابَ مَعَكَ, it says here, and those who have turned back with you. No, that's bad. That confuses people. And those who have repented. So when they say turned back with you, and then they put in parentheses to Allah, no, just translate it and say those who have repented with you. Obviously, it's to Allah. So I don't like this turn back with you, and do not transgress. Indeed, he is seeing of what you do. Indeed, Allah is Basir. He sees everything. So now let's go back. وَلَا تَرْكَنُوا إِلَى الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا. Do not even give a thought or a glimpse of those who ظلموا, the oppressors. Or تَمَسَّكُمُ النَّارِ, or you will be touched by fire. Is that what they said? And do not incline towards those who do wrong, lest you be touched by the fire, and you would not have other than Allah any protectors, and then you would not be helped. So you see here, don't even glimpse at them. La tarkanu, don't incline towards them. That's what the Sheikh was telling you. If you even have a little bit of wiggle room here, and you're starting to say, well, yeah, I don't know, they're nice. No, don't even incline a bit, because it's tricky. And you might love them. You will be pleased with them. You will have fun with them. You will think they're okay. That's why the Quran, if you think about how perfect it is, وَلَا تَرْكَنُوا, don't even go there. Where? إِلَّا الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا. The dhalamu, this word dhulm, it's such an important word for reverts because it means to oppress. And what does it mean to oppress? Putting something in the wrong place. Simple as that. How do you know what the right place is? You study. You read Quran, you hang around with good people, you seek, you ask Allah in sujood, Ya Allah, Ya Hadi, you call upon him, his name, the Hadi. Ya Hadi, Ahdini, guide me. There's a there's a channel called Guide Us. And that word Huda, it's such an incredible word, Huda, guide us. And Allah has said frequently in the Quran that the Quran is Huda wa Nur. It's guidance and it's a light. By the way, did you know that Torah and the Injil are described the exact same way with the exact same words in the Quran? Did anyone tell you that before? That Allah calls the Torah, Old Testament, and Injil, guidance and light. Oh, but wait now. Yes, the Quran is the final revelation. It's the be-all and end-all. And once it comes, it's called the Muhaymin Alayh. It's preserving and protecting that which is correct in the Old and New Testament. But instead of jumping and trying to find all the sticky wickets, all the problems inside, you know what you should do? You should study the Old and New Testament. If you have the time, if you have the inclination, if you want to go there, how are you going to know if there are mistakes or what the mistakes are if you don't pay attention? Which is what people are not doing. Because Allah calls it ghafla. And in the Quran, Allah criticizes those who do not look at the previous revelation. He says, Ya ghafila anna. You're not paying attention. So we have a big job to do here in America because we have freedom. Isn't it amazing how Allah preserves this country with all of its brutal sins? Since the founding fathers. That's not what we're on right now. We want to finish our page. So don't even incline towards them. And then stand up straight. وَأَقِمَ الصَّلَاةَ. Stand up for the prayer. طَرَفَ النَّهَارِ وَزُلْفًا مِنَ اللَّيْلِ إِنَّ الْحَسَنَاتِ يُذْهِبْنَ السَّيِّئَاتِ ذَلِكَ ذِكْرَى لِلذَّاكِرِينَ. I'll just translate it because I hate going back and forth like this. And then I always criticize something, and that's not nice, is it? These people work very hard on this. But it's in English. So that, you see, okay. Now, it says here, get up and pray at the two ends of the day. And you know, to translate this, أَقِمَ الصَّلَاةَ طَرَفَ النَّهَارِ وَزُلُفًا مِنَ اللَّيْلِ إِنَّ الْحَسَنَاتِ يُذْهِبْنَ السَّيِّئَاتِ. So the good deeds push away the bad deeds. ذَلِكَ ذِكْرَى لِلذَّاكِرِينَ. Now I want to read the translation from this so I can explain it, because so many people make a problem out of this particular point. Establish prayer at the two ends of the day and at the approach of the night. Well then, that would mean two ends of the day, Fajr and Isha. Early morning, later at the end of the day. And at the approach of night, that would mean, wouldn't it be Maghrib? Whatever, it's only mentioning three prayers here. And that's why so many people say, oh, you can only pray, it's okay, 3 times. No, because the Hadith tells you 5. And that's why Prophet Muhammad gives details that we need and we should pay attention to. Now let's finish. Wasbir, be patient. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُضِيعُ أَجْرَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Allah will never cause the reward of the good people to be lost. فلولا كان من القرون من قبلكم أولي بقية ينهون عن الفساد في الأرض إلا قليلا ممن أنجينا منهم واتبع الذين ظلموا ما أترفوا فيه وكانوا مجرمين وما كان ربك ليهلك القرى بظلم وأهلها مصلحون. Yes, I'm going to get emotional over this because this is truly scary. So I will read you what they translated, and then I'll say more about that last verse, because just reading it in English is not going to do it. So why were there not among the generations before you those of enduring discrimination, forbidding corruption on earth, except a few of those we saved from among them? So they're posing a question here, which Allah did pose. What was about those people that came before? But those who wronged pursued what luxury they were given therein, and they were criminals. That's exactly what we just referenced when I did this lesson an hour ago about the high life and what these people do with all the money that Allah has given them. What do? They waste it on fun and games and haram stuff. And here's the scary one. And your Lord would not have destroyed the cities unjustly while their people were reformers. Let's go over that one more time in Arabic. وَمَا كَانَ رَبُّكَ لِيُهْلِكَ الْقُرَى بِظُلْمٍ وَأَهْلُهَا مُصْلِحُونَ. It makes sense that your Lord would not yuhlik al-qura. Yuhlik is Halak means destroy, really destroy, like finish. And when you think about the Mongols, remember Genghis Khan and Huleru? Halak. But when they produce it in Hollywood, they're not going to give you the proper transliteration. So they would always say Huleru with a G. Taras Bulba, Genghis Khan, Huleru, this dynasty of horrible, warlike tribesmen from Mongolia. But they don't tell you that they ended up by becoming Muslims. They won't tell you that part. So if we want to ponder this and get good and scared, which we should, Allah is not going to totally destroy anywhere because of their oppression. And their inhabitants were reformers, muslihun. I'm living in America. It's 2026. It's getting progressively worse. Now, I've been doing these lessons for 14 years. Let's say half the time out of Egypt and the other half. And, I go back and forth. So, am I a reformer? Or I am just a missionary calling people to the truth? Am I just a muallima teaching people the truth? Or am I a reformer? No. In order to be a reformer, you have to go forward and fix things. You see this last word? وَأَهْلَهَا مُصْلِحُونَ comes from salaha. There was a prophet called Salih. So I'd like to give you the letters because I know you need this. Sa, le, ha. And the prophet's name was Salih. So it would be Sa, Alif, Lam, Ha. But the root meaning is to fix something that's been damaged. So that's why Salah ad-Din, the great historical figure who took back Al-Quds, Jerusalem, from the Crusaders, his name literally means to fix something after it's been broken. My dear son Salahuddin, who passed, my dear son passed in 2021. We're now 2026. And I remember the time he said to me, Allah yarhamu, Mom, I found out that, because my name is Salahuddin, it means something that's been fixed after it's been broken. So that means Allah knows wrong things that I've done. It doesn't mean like I'm good right from the outset, right, Mom? Isn't that true? He was talking to some of his Arab friends. And I said, yes, Salah, your name does mean that. He said, oh, phew, that makes me feel better because I've done some bad things, Mom. I said, I know, Habibi. We all did, especially when you're young. And I remember that now every single time I see the word Salahuddin. Can I say this without being wrong? I'm going to say it anyway because it's not wrong. Hope it doesn't bother anyone. Salah's dad didn't want his name to be Salahuddin. He said, no, I can't accept that name. No. I said, excuse me. I'm naming my son Salahuddin. I'm his mother. I'm an historian. I love Salahuddin. He's going to take back Jerusalem, and I want my son to use him as a role model. You already have a son called Muhammad. You already have a son called Ahmed. You had your turn. I want Salahuddin. And he would say, no, your people are not going to like him with that name. My people? What do you mean, my people? Ignorant Americans who don't know Islam, who don't know anything? What do you mean, my people? I'm a Muslim now. So I found that to be an insulting complaint. And I didn't obey my husband. And I remember he said, Husam ad-Din, Saif ad-Din, even sword of Islam, it's okay, but not Salahuddin. I don't regret naming my beautiful son Salahuddin, Allah yarhamu. They laughed at him when he stood up in the 4th grade and the Arabic teacher said, write about your future. What do you want to do? And he wrote, I want to liberate Jerusalem like Salahuddin. And the teacher let them laugh. And she didn't even stop them from laughing. And he came home from school that day, 9 years old. And I could see he had been crying. And he told me what they did. And I said, don't worry, Salah. They just don't know. And these language schools don't teach them. We'll end there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.